everybody, it's Topwater Johnny, and in this video, I'll be talking about my top 5 topwater lures that you fish early in the morning or late at night. So let's get started. Whoa, there we go. Yeah! Woo, holy cow, folks. Topwater Johnny here, man. This is what we came here for. Look at that. Get back here. Look at that right there. That's the kind of beast that we came here for. There we go. Woo! And that one hooked. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny here. I want to welcome you to my next video here. In this video, I'll be talking about my top 5 topwater bass fishing lures for early in the morning and at night. And so I'm like really excited about sharing with you guys these particular lures, because when you're fishing these type of conditions and you're fishing topwater, you really have to be thinking a certain way. So before I start the top 5, I want to kind of help put some things in context for everybody watching the video here. And the first thing is, when you are fishing at night and you're fishing early in the morning time, you got to be conscious of the amount of light that's available to you. So when you fish early in the morning, it's still dark, but there's a little bit of light starting to shimmer. That at that particular time there, those bass are still looking up at the surface, but they also are more conscious of lighter colored topwater lures, like things that flicker and things that sparkle, because there's a little bit of light casting onto the water. And because of that light casting onto the water, they'll be able to a little bit key in on that and notice it. Also, they're keying in on the vibrations. Now, when you're fishing at night, when there's no light at all, you want to use dark or black types of lures, because then what they're doing is they're looking up once again at the silhouette. And when it's dark out, most bass are shallow. So because they really feel like there's probably no predators, nothing that could attack them, so they're shallow. And because they're shallow, they're able to look up and see the silhouette of a black lure on a black night. And I know that sounds weird, but it's something that I have experienced and I have seen before. So I just want to share with you guys that. And when I did my fishing at both of these times a day, I did notice that. So what I wanted to do real quick was just kind of share that little bit of fishing, really education with you as I talk about my top 5 topwater bass fishing lures for early in the morning and late at night. And let's get started.
5.
All right, everybody. My number 5 topwater bass fishing lure for early in the morning or at night, and it's really 2 at number 5. The first one is, check it out, everybody, the NZ Crawler Junior right here. For those that never seen that one before, this lure is an incredible lure right here. It is called the NZ Crawler Junior, and it's a topwater lure, of course. It has a, like I said, like a little willow in the back here, big treble hooks, a lot of noise, and it is what's called a crawler lure right here. And I have been fishing this lure honestly at the wrong times of the day when I first bought it, and now I'm starting to fish it at the right times of the day and starting to see a lot more interest in this. Now, this is a big lure right here, but it is a crawling lure right here, and it's designed to make a lot of noise on top of the water when you are fishing it. Now, what I've observed is the guys that I've seen fishing this, and this is mostly, I see a lot of Japanese bass fishermen using it. Whenever they show their big fish off, it's always dark outside. So that was a clue to me that this is a nighttime lure because of the way, you hear that right there? The way that it's designed, the way it's built right here. And so this right here is my number 5 lure right here. Now, you might not be able to get this one or afford this one because it is a little pricey. It's around 80 bucks for this particular lure right here. But there is another one that I really like as well, and that is the Pompadour. This one was really popular a while back, and everybody was really on the actual Pompadour right here. This is another great lure early in the morning or at night. Makes a lot of noise, has a propeller in the back of it as well. So you're able to actually pull this one along. Of crawling along. It is really noisy. It makes a lot of noise. And it also, notice, casts a pretty good silhouette, like some type of fish or something on top that's struggling as well. So, and as you can see right here, I added some additional different types of hooks in the front, some trapper hooks in the front of it to make an adjustment. But I really like these two lures as my number 5 because what they do is they create a disturbance on the water. They crawl on the water, so it gives the bass a chance to key in on them and focus. So once again, everybody, the NZ Crawler Junior and the Pompadour are my number 5 topwater bass fishing lures for early in the morning and late at night.
4,
Right? My number 4 topwater bass fishing lure for early in the morning and at night is Freedom Tackle's Mischef Minnow right here. Now, I haven't showed you this one in a video yet, but I'm going to be releasing a video on it. But I had to share it with you here. This is my number 4, and I've been fishing this lure for a number of weeks here, having some challenges with it, trying to make it work. Then I did some adjustments and some modifications to it, and I've been having some more success on it. But where I really caught my biggest fish on this lure was at night. And I was fishing this one at night, and where I was fishing at, there was some houses and some light from houses casting onto the water. So it looked like a full moon, like a new moon on the water. So there was light, kind of like moonlit light on the water. And I was fishing shallow with this lure right here, had a big blow up, big bass bit it. And I really realized that it was the noise, it was the flicker, and it was also the little bit of light that was out that made this lure work. So this little flicker right here, this clanking noise that it does make when it rattles against the other hook, does make a big difference. So my number 4 for top water in early in the morning or at night would definitely be the Freedom Tackles Mischef Minnow. But before you buy it, you're going to have to make some modifications so that you can make it work the right way. So stay tuned when I do my video on this one, and you'll know exactly what to do. All right.
3,
All right. My number 3 topwater bass fishing lure for early in the morning and late at night. And here's one for you folks. It is the Cotton Cordell Pencil Popper. Listen to this noisy beast right here. This right here, I actually got this one from a friend of mine who sent this to me. They got it in one of their monster boxes or something like that. And they saw it in there and really thought about it like a gag lure, something that's just a joke. And they gave it to me, and I really did appreciate it. And they gave it to me, and I had put another hook on the front. I had a feather hook on the back for a while here, but I took it off. And I actually fished this right here, and I was determined to catch a fish on it. Fished it during the day time, tried to fish it in the afternoon, no hits. It got dark, and I threw this out like that one last cast. I just threw it out one more time, threw it out, just trying to say, well, I'm gonna throw it out one more time. So I bombed it out there, hit the water. Within 3 or 4 shakes, boom, something hit this right here and took it under. And that's when I realized that at night, black lures really do make a difference. And this one has a whole lot of sound to it. So it's a 6 inches long. This is a really big lure right here. I saw it on Tackle Warehouse, and I'm not sure that I would have ran out and bought this lure, but I enjoyed fishing with this lure. Now, for those that are thinking about, well, what else could I use? Another lure that I think has the same potential, but a smaller version of it, is the Savage Gear Prop Walker right here. So this one has the same potential as this one right here. It still has knockers in it. It's still big as well, but not as big. It's probably only about 3 inches in length here, 3 inches at best. But look at that right there. This one actually allows you to have a propeller that adds to it. So that adds more sound, more frequency. So when you're running this at night or early in the morning, you could just seal it up and it could be just a standard noisy stick bait, pencil bait, Or you open it up and now you have the propeller part right here and you're making more noise and more disturbance. So I really like this lure as my number 3. I'm currently fishing with this one right now, folks. Just so you guys know, I'm fishing with it right now, and I'm trying to build up some footage on it as we speak. But I wanted to show you that this would be, if you're going to have to pick one, you can always go get this one right here. It's a big boy, and if you feel that you want to throw this one, throw it. But if you're trying to step out and trying to get started and want to be a little bit more finessey, but have that same noise and frequency and disturbance, then also the Savage Gear here, Prop Walker, is another one. So those are my number 3 topwater bass fishing lures for early in the morning and late at night. All right.
2,
All right. And my number 2 topwater bass fishing lure for early in the morning and at night. And there's actually 2 there again, once again, because it's just so hard to choose. But I still love the Lake Fork Hissy Snake right here, everybody. Love this lure for early in the morning or at night because of the front of it here. It's got that jitterbug action right here. And when you're reeling this on braid across the water, it's got that jitterbug action. And it makes a lot of noise actually at night and early in the morning when the water's calm and flat. And you run this across, this jitterbug is disturbing the water column. Plus, as you can see here, I took the frog hook off because the frog hook that they gave me looks like that right there. You know, like, let me show it to you guys here. That's what a frog hook looks like on the when you first buy this lure right here. So they give you one of these right here, one of these little frog hooks. However, I took that off, fear of missing strikes, and then I put on there an actual treble hook on here with a feather. But this little lure right here gets a lot of hits early in the morning and at night because of the sound and the frequency of it. Plus, it's a small lure in the sense of, like, when they come in, they just inhale the whole thing. And so this is a really great lure. Now, if you can't get this Lake Fork Hissy, I want to recommend another one here. It is the Mega Bass Pop Max. This is another one right here, Mega Bass Pop Max. Great big beads inside of this one as well. Big cut mouth, pushes a lot of water as you move it through the water column right here as well. I've caught a lot of fish in the morning time and in the evening time with this lure right here. And it has that knocking noise. Notice the commonality in all these lures here. They all got some type of rattle or knock to them so that the fish can key in on it based on their lateral line. So this lure right here is definitely a go-to lure here. I would use either one of these, but I definitely do really like this one. This is one I got early in my topwater life and career. I made the investment. It was like 20 bucks. I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. But I caught a lot of fish on this one too. So I've been able to kind of justify that. But as you can see, I even had a trapper hook on the front of it here, feather tail on the back. This is a great lure. And it definitely does catch fish in the morning and at night, just like the Hissy Snake does as well. And those are my number 2 topwater bass fishing lures for early in the morning and late at night. All right.
1,
All right. And my number 1 topwater bass fishing lure for early in the morning and at night is the one and only Booyah Toad Runner Jr. That's right. This lure right here, of all the lures that I have currently, this one has outperformed a majority of those lures for early in the morning and late at night. And you say, why is that? Because of its adaptability here. This thing doesn't have a rattle in it. However, this boot back here spins so loud and so aggressive based on the way that you retrieve it. If you retrieve it slow, it seems like it's a popper. If you retrieve it fast, it has a great buzz. This goes across cover. This goes through open water. This goes through brush. This goes through trees, through weeds, through everything. Like whatever's in the water, this Booyah will get through it here. You put this on braid, and I normally put this on 30-pound braid right here, and I cast it on it's like my 6'6" rod, but it's actually a bait caster. and I throw this into the nastiest stuff, into cover where things are sticking up out of the water, and I just reel it through there. This lure gets through it for one. Second, it makes a whole lot of noise when it's going through, when it's disturbing the water column, and those bass notice it and they key on it. Remember, they're up shallow because it's early in the morning or at night. So this is running across the top of their heads, making a lot of noise. Also, another reason I really like this one, I want you to notice where the hooks are on this one right here. But this lure is flat and it's soft. So when they bite down, they're getting all hook right there. My hookup ratio has been excellent on this particular lure right here. Like I said before, I'm not sure why people aren't designing more frogs like this, but it's flat. And because it's so flat, when the bass bite down, it's so soft, they're getting all hooks. I haven't had to bend these hooks up, do anything to these hooks. It just works, and flat out, it hooks them. And if they bite this, they are locked down. And another good news is this right here, most bass that you go after wherever you are, guys, whether it's a 1 pounder or up, will get hooked on this one right here. If they hit it, they will get hooked on it here. So I'm really proud of this lure right here. It was really a surprise to me. Of all the lures that you would fish early in the morning, at night, I'm going to be doing a video on this one. I'm working on that one right now as well. So you'll get to see this one in action, and you'll see really why I'm so excited about it. So what I wanted to do there was share with you guys my #1 topwater bass fishing lure for early in the morning and at night. And it is the Booyah Toad Runner Jr. All right. All right, here they are. At number 5, the NZ Crawler Jr. and the Pompadour. At number 4, Freedom Tackles Mischef Minnow. At number 3, the Savage Gear Prop Walker and the Cotton Cordell Pencil Popper. At number 2, the Mega Bass Pop Max and the Lake Fork Hissy Snake, Hissy Fit. And then at number 1 is the Booyah Toad Runner Jr. And there they are, everybody. All right. All right, everybody, we're back. And I hope you enjoyed my top 5 topwater bass fishing lures for early in the morning and at night. My goal with this top 5 was to just show you a diversity of lures that you may not have seen before, or maybe lures you may have never considered before, or maybe they're lures you got but you've never really used as much as you should. So hopefully these top 5 were a little bit of inspiration for you to get out there and fish early in the morning, at night, try some new and different things so that you can have some new and different experiences as well here. I've been really excited doing these top 5. I'm going to kind of shift gears here and continue to do some lure reviews and talk about some more lures more in depth here. If you've got a top 5 or one that you're interested in me doing that you haven't seen me do yet, then please put a comment below. Let me know what that is, and I'll definitely put that in my queue to do a review based on that, because I'm always wanting to give back to you guys. I appreciate your support and your comments. That's really helps and encourages me to keep going. Also, the next video that's coming out on Monday will be a lure from a tackle shop from Australia. And for those that aren't really familiar with the Australian marketplace, is that as we enter into the wintertime here in the States, they're entering into their spring and summertime. So everything's kind of heating up over there. So I definitely wanted to feature a lure from their from their world. And it is called the Baby Gigi Wong right here. Check this one out right here, everybody. That's a beautiful thing right there. The Baby Gigi Wong. And this was actually designed by Matt Frazier. I met him in 2019 at ICAST in Orlando. And he actually gave me this lure right here. And it took me a while to figure out how to use it and how to be successful with it. But on Monday, you will see me fishing with this lure and making it happen. It's a lizard. It's a lizard lure. Makes a lot of noise, a lot of rattle. I added a feather tail to the back of it here. But this lure right here definitely is definitely a lot of fun to fish. And hopefully you guys will definitely tune in and watch me fish with that lure right there, because it's educational. And as I said before, I'm all about top water. Doesn't matter where it comes from, Japan, Australia, wherever it comes from. If it's a cool lure, then I want to fish with it, or at least learn about how to fish with it. So that's one there that I definitely want you guys to tune in and check out. Also, please be sure to join the text notification 31996. Subscribe. Make sure you hit the word Top Water. You got to type that in there as well. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification. Do all of those things there. That allows us to stay connected and allows me to stay really able to give you the most up-to-date information here. I'm working on, as I showed you before, some t-shirts, some shirts that kind of reflect what top water means to me, and hopefully what it means to you as well. And hopefully you will take the opportunity to check those out when I release those in the next couple of weeks or so here. But once again, please join the text notification 31996 and the word Top Water. Please subscribe to the channel so that you are in the know when I release new information, when I am doing new things, because that's kind of how I'm going to use to communicate out a lot of my information. Still using YouTube to communicate, but just using that as an added mechanism to reach more people as well. So once again, just want to thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to my new subscribers. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for being with me on this journey. And also, I want you to always remember that phrase: keep your line tight. Because when it hit any one of those 5 top water lures that you can use early in the morning or at night, it's going to be a big bite. All right.